In this video, we'll see how to work on page setup and for printing purpose itself. So the topics which I'll cover here are like margins, orientation and the page size. So let us see that. Let us see how to change the margins of a page. So for changing the margins of a page, you can go to the layout tab. In this page setup, if you see there's a margins given here, you can select all the inbuilt margins one by one as per your requirement. Right now I have selected the margin that is the narrow margin. If I click on this last column setting, you see the gap changes automatically. If I click on this like this, the gap increases automatically. The place where this cursor is there, I mean the place where this icon is there, from there I can start typing the text itself. So from here you can choose all the margins whichever you require. Suppose you are not happy with the inbuilt margins, you want some other margin or you want to customize your margin, you can select here as custom margins. So once you click on that, you get a dialog box. This dialog box gives you the full authentication to change the you can change the top height, you can change the left height itself, left width, bottom and right, anything whatever you want. From here you can see the preview. So what I'll do is I'll keep on changing the top and you see what happens. So if I click on this 3, 3.1, 3.2, you see the gap on the top increases. You observe here the gap at the top increases like this. And if I want to also increase the bottom, I can just increase the bottom and see what is happening at the bottom. This bottom place also increases. Similarly, so you can change all the 4 options. Now, next is if you want to take a printout of this and if you go for a binding, okay, if you want to bind a book, you need to, you have to spare some space on the left hand side, on this place, left hand side. So that left hand side space is known as gutter here, G-U-T-T-E-R, gutter. So what I'll do is, right now it is 0 centimeter. What I'll do is, I'll try to increase this and you observe what will happen. I'll try to increase the gutter size, right? So now this is the size of the gutter. That means this space will be left for you when you go for a printing or when you go for a binding itself, a book. So this space will be left. Now sometimes you want to create a book and you want to take a printout back to back pages, right? Back to back pages. This will come one print on one page. If you want back to back print, you have to select as multiple pages. From here you can select as mirror margins. So if you observe mirror margins, from the first page it will be on the right hand side, second page it will be on the left hand side. So this way you can take a printout itself and you can bind a book or you can make some other binding kind of stuff here. So this way it can work. Similarly, there are you can select here as portrait or landscape like this. Portrait or landscape depends on what you want exactly. So if you want some printout, you can use this portrait, otherwise the landscape option, right? So I'll just click on OK. And this was how I have created page setup. Second is if you want to change the orientation, the same thing. From here you can select the portrait and landscape. So I'll select here portrait. The next one is now what is the size of the document you want, size of the page you want. Do you want A4 size, A3 size for letter or some legal document you want? So from here you can choose any document page size. Right now by default it is A4 size. So if I select here A3 size, you see the size changes. Similarly, you can select all the options from here. If you want some more page sizes, you can select from here more page sizes and you'll get this document. So from here you can select the same document size, page size from this place like this, A4, A3. Still, if you want to customize the page size, you can change the page size from here. So I'll just change and observe what will happen in the preview. You see the page size is changing automatically. Similarly, if I change this page size, the page size automatically changes, right? Like this. And same way it will work itself. So I'll just click on OK and the page size will automatically change, right? The page size automatically changes. Now, this was all about the page setup. Why I have written here as printing? Because the same options get repeated when you go for printing. So I can just go to the file. Where do you find the print? You can go to the file and you see there's a print button. So if I click on this print button, observe carefully. This one is the mirrored margins which you have seen right now, right? The margins which are selected here. Second one, if you see the custom page size, A4, A3, A5 legal page size. The page orientation, that is the portrait and the landscape, you can select any one of them. and yeah, even if you click on this page setup, still you will get the same dialog box, right? Same dialog box for margins and for the paper itself. So that is the reason, I'll just go back, that is the reason I've written as page setup and printing part 1. So these are 3 things. I hope you have understood how to work on margins, orientation and size. That's all for this video.